Yes. I know. I'm late. Okay. The new update is out. I haven't really made a video talking about it, and I know everybody else making a listed video has already give their 2 cents. But for those who are watching my content instead, why not give my 2 cents about the topic? So to start us off, we have a bunch of new weapons. I'm going to ignore two of them because they are premium and you should know me by now. I don't really want to do any premium stuff, mostly because I don't really have them, I don't really want to buy them, and I'm not going to encourage you to. Anyway, the Soviets have gotten the AVT-40 and the 20 round magazine version. This is definitely welcome because the 15 round magazine really isn't enough even though the gun is firing at 600 rounds per minute. Although I will say this though, why on earth is this a separate gun? Gaijin. Then the second weapon that was added is the M2 carbine sawn-off, which is basically the M2 carbine full auto M1 carbine that has been sawn down for concealment. Unfortunately, despite it being added as a sorter's weapon instead of a rifleman's weapon, which is, a smart decision, I'm still not too particularly fond of it. Because if I want the full auto spray and pray machine gun, firstly there's the Tokyo Arsenal, then afterwards there's also the Type 100 double barrel machine gun, and if I feel like it, there's also the Type A automatic rifle. There's nothing stopping me from using that. A automatic rifle that basically allows me to turn every single rifleman, engineer, or radio operator, or AT crewman into an assaulter. A full auto one-shotting rifle. So if that's the case, then again, what's the point of adding this? Increase the base rate of fire of the AVS-36 from 600 to 800 rounds per minute. Darkflow, I said that the AVS-36 needed a stability buff, not a rate of fire increase. You know how strong the recoil the AVS-36 is, man. If anything, this isn't a buff, this is a nerf. Reduce the recoil of the SVT-40 and the Sniper SVT-40. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely take that because the SVT-40 isn't really worth using because I can just buy the SVT-38. Sure, SVT-40 is definitely way more accurate than the SVT-38, but what I can do is just buy SVT-38, get the tier 1 upgrade, and that's it. And in the end, SVT-38 tier 1 upgrade is still cheaper than buying an SVT-40. So, having a reduced recoil, makes the SVT-40 more worth using. Reduced recoil of the AVT-40, yup, another incentive to just get the AVT-40. Added bayonet to the Beretta M1918. About time, Darkflow. You can now keep aiming between shots with a number of weapons and their variants. The gun 1895, Winchester 1895, the Enfield, Ross Rifle, Ithaca. Basically, what this means is that your gun doesn't really break the aim as you are firing, unlike the last time. But honestly, for me personally, I'm not really too big on this because if you have seen my Heroes and Generals videos, and me using the one-shot bolt action rifle with a scope and everything, or maybe even iron sights, you may have noticed that Heroes and Generals actually also have this, keep your aim between shots, but I never made use of it. Every time I fire my shot, I just break the aim. Mostly because I don't want to be in tunnel vision. I mean, yeah, Japan definitely needs more aircraft for their higher battle rating, especially since there's a big gap in battle rating 3. A lot of players have been using the A6M2 and I'm pretty sure everyone's tired of it. Replace the Panzer IV F1 and Panzer IV E's high explosive shells with heat. Thank you for doing that because we have lost the Panzer 3N to battle rating 3. So I do expect to at least see heat rounds on the other two Panzer IVs. And especially for the fact that the battle rating changes, yeah, Panzer IV F1 and Panzer IV E will definitely be seeing the German 75 a lot more than usual. Replace the Hurricane Mark II B's ROS 82 rockets with the RBS 82 rockets. God damn it. Well, to put it simply, we went from high explosive rockets to semi-armor piercing rockets? Yeah. So, dealing with infantry, not as effective as it used to be anymore. Added in group is recruiting option above the start button. This feature allows random players to join your group. Honestly, I don't really see the point in having this. I mean, War Thunder makes sense because there's the squad marker and everything. But in the end, if these people get into my group, am I getting like extra XP from this or something? If I'm not, then what's the point in having this? Okay, so if you've been having any stuttering issues the last couple of days, the biggest reason is because they added a whole bunch of new graphic changes here and there, including like muzzle flash, explosive effects, physics of fire, details of smoke effects, blah blah blah. And normally I would tell Darkflow not to focus on this for the time being, but since at this point, whatever Darkflow is adding to the game really feels like they're just scraping the bottom of a barrel, as if they have nothing else left to add. So at this point, I would say that Darkflow, you have two choices here. One is that you can go forward and expand into different areas of war, which Darkflow has made it clear that that's not going to happen. I respect that. If that's the case, then the other thing you can focus on is the aesthetics of the game. Like, of course, improve the graphics, optimize some of the stuff, as well as some of the aesthetics of the game, like, for example, the Type 97 sniper rifle and light machine gun. The scope reticle is still wrong. And so at this point, I say it's okay to focus on the aesthetics of the game now, because I don't really think there's anything too crucial to add to the game. So yeah, at this point, just focus on the aesthetics of the game, like graphic improvement, optimization, bug fixes, quality of life stuff. Added new missions, Vault Destruction, Vault Invasion, Vault Confrontation. If I'll be perfectly honest though, I have played this map a few times and a little bit disappointed because it feels like Mommy Stalingrad and Daddy Normandy map love each other very much. Yeah, you get the point. And of course the biggest addition to the game was this. Added penalty for deserting from a battle. If you don't know what happens if you desert the battle, if you leave the battle too early, the next 2 matches or the next 7 days, you will have a penalty of 20% loss in XP. And 20% loss in XP means that you are not getting your weapons or your vehicle that you are eyeing any faster, as well as a little bit loss in your silver gain. Because not a lot of people actually realize that XP actually affects the amount of silver you're getting. I do agree with, there was a comment I saw on Reddit, I do agree with. This is not really too big of a difference in changing, because I still see quite a number of players deserting the battlefield, as well as if you're already like well versed into this game, like you have almost everything grinded for, you have a shit ton of silver, basically everything already bought and upgraded. Yeah, the penalty for deserting isn't really going to affect you too much, if anything. So in the end, I would say that Darkflow, you might want to revamp the matchmaking rather than just the penalty part. Added rotational aim assist for consoles. You guys know how War Thunder defines aim assist, right? This is not a good idea. So yeah, this is more or less what I think about the new update and everything. I mean, the next couple of updates I can see is pretty much just Darkflow trying to improve the aesthetics of the game, improve the graphics and everything. Every single update, whenever they add a new weapon, it really feels like they just ran out of everything to add to the game at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the update. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.